All right, welcome independent living students to the Relationships. Is it a healthy relationship presentation lecture? Please make sure to follow along and answer the embedded questions as we start taking a look at relationships and what constitutes a healthy relationship from an unhealthy relationship. So let's go ahead and get started. One of the most common relationship building activities that we will embark on in our young adult and our adult lives is dating. And so dating is when we get a chance to have a relationship with someone else in the purpose of maintaining or creating some type of a social acquaintance. We do this in order to be able to socialize and to be able to socially get to know someone else. It allows us to develop the appropriate social skills for certain social situations. It allows us to practice getting along with others in different environmental settings. It is also a tactic that is used for recreation. So we do this in our time that we have to do recreational activities. It allows us to have fun and to enjoy companionship of others in a unique setting as well as a group setting, to try new and different things. And then the purpose of this then is now we start to look at, as individuals, we look at mate selection. So that gives us the opportunity to see others in different settings and to compare the personality and characteristics of many people. So what we're trying to do here in this world of dating is to find our perfect match. Now, over the course of the relationship portion of the unit, we will explore the differences between healthy and unhealthy relationships a little deeper. We will be doing examples of this in class. We also need to understand that sometimes differences may not be clear. If you haven't seen many good models of healthy relationships, how would you know what a healthy relationship is and how that would compare to an unhealthy relationship? And how can one tell if the relationship is healthy and worth staying in, or the adverse effect is unhealthy and needs to be terminated? We will be viewing a short video in class by Marlene Pearson, where she kind of describes this and takes a look at this a little bit deeper. But you have this resource available to you in this presentation lecture for you to revisit and view as many times as possible. Now, when it comes to whether or not a relationship is healthy, one of the better ways to do it is to ask and answer 3 questions. Okay, so if it's an unhealthy relationship, which is designated by the left-hand column, or a healthy relationship, which is designated by the right column. If a relationship is unhealthy, it will be conditional. If it is healthy, it is unconditional, which means like you, for you, based off of who you are and what you are. If a relationship is unhealthy, it could be controlling or disrespectful, versus a healthy relationship, which is respectful, equal, and supportive. Also, if the relationship is unhealthy, it might be based mostly on sex or material things, maybe as someone who is selfish, versus a healthy relationship where the attraction on many different levels and the element of giving to each other throughout the course of the relationship. So these are questions you definitely want to ask yourself to determine whether or not you are in a healthy or unhealthy relationship. And obviously, if it turns out to be a healthy relationship, you want to continue it, build it, grow it. If it's an unhealthy relationship, this might be the time to either take some necessary steps to change it to a healthy relationship or get out of the relationship altogether. Now, as a way to illustrate a healthy relationship, you as a group with a couple of other classmates will be creating what's called a relationship comic strip. Now, within relationships, there are 6 different types of relationships. There's a conditional, unconditional, controlling, disrespectful, respectful, equal, and supportive, or one that is mostly about sex or material things and selfish. As well as attractions on many levels and giving. So with these 6 different types of relationships, the class is going to be divided into 6 different groups, with each different group being assigned one of the different relationship types. In your group, then you are going to discuss how the following questions as they relate to your relationship type. Those are the questions that were on the previous slide. As well as these questions here, which is, have any of you ever seen a relationship like this? What behaviors do you see which would lead you to believe that you were in a specific type of relationship? What is it like to be around this couple? And if you were in this type of relationship, how would it feel? So, as you discuss and answer these 3 questions, this is going to be the basis on how you are going to create and depict your different type of relationship in your comic strip. Okay, so after your discussion, you are going to create a comic strip using one of 2 websites, either makebeliefs.com or pixton.com. And then that comic strip is going to represent that type of relationship. I believe both of these sites will work, but I believe, in my opinion, the makebeliefscomics.com is going to be the one that's a little bit more user-friendly. But if you have used Pixton before and wish to use it again, feel free to do that as well. Either way is fine. Make sure to have fun, let your comic creativity come out, use your imagination, and think about how to depict that particular relationship type so that you can share it with your classmates and give an accurate representation of that type of relationship. Okay, so here's a couple of other aspects of the comic strip relationship activity. First of all, you will be given class time to work, and we will be doing this in class, so you'll have time to work with your classmates in order to create your comic strip. Each group will then share their comic strip relationship and description, so be prepared to share it, because it's not just going to be something that you complete and turn in. You will have to share it and give an accurate explanation of the type of relationship that you are analyzing to your classmates. And then at the end, you will be asked what's your final thoughts. Maybe it could be a summary of the discussion that took place. Maybe it could be something in regards to the experiences that your group members had in regards to this type of relationship, or whatever else you would like to share regarding your comic strip. Now, when it comes to being able to get in and sustain successful relationships, there are 10 habits that you should, or at least look to, develop. And we will be taking a look at these as well in class and having some other short activities and discussions revolving around these 10 habits to help you establish and maintain very healthy relationships. That concludes the presentation lecture on relationships. So please make sure that you revisit the presentation lecture as many times as necessary, answer the embedded questions, and mark it as done in Google Classroom once you have done so. And I will see you next time we meet in class.